Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Just coming to you on a Saturday morning here. I'm about to pack up the car and drive down to the new place here in just a little bit. And time's ticking away. The house is supposed to close next Friday. I've got, like, after I take this load down this weekend, I will have most of my stuff down there. And when I come back Monday, it'll just be like, the last touches on the house. But it's going to be nice to get settled. I'm ready for this thing to be done. I'm ready to close this chapter on life and, see what's next to come. And get back to a little routine, get back to, kind of a little bit of normalcy, but a little better normalcy, not just this kind of complacent, weird little space I've been living in for the past few years. So I got to thinking about it last night and just thought I'd share, some of the things that are going to be coming in the next month. Now, like I say, I should get settled in. I should be down there next week, take a week or so to get settled in. Got a family reunion on the 31st of this month, and then going to be ready to go in August. And I kind of want to start a few new things. I'm going to share some things here, and just thought I'd share you a little preview today. One of the things I want to focus on is just continue focusing on the process. I think the process is something that helps people more so than just like, okay, eat this, and this, because, there's a million different opinions out there on how you do this thing exactly right. But like I say, I just kind of like to get into the psychology and the process of it, and a little bit more of behaviorism aspect of it than others. I also want to explore the mind-body connection a little bit more. I don't know why, it's weird. I drifted away from my meditation practice in probably a time when I needed it the most. This month, when July started, I started easing myself back into my meditation practice. Now, one thing I'm going to share when I get settled, like I said, I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be in August, but one thing I'm going to share is just kind of like take people along as I kind of ease myself back into my meditation practice. I think I'm going to do something along the lines of 30 days of meditation, maybe like have people like join me for 30 days of meditation. And I'll put out some content on my Facebook page, not a group of any kind, but my Facebook page, which I'll give links to that stuff later. But that's where I'm going to share the stuff. I'm not going to necessarily 30 days in a row come have like a big message every day, but I'm going to just share little tips and little ways, kind of recreate some of the things I'm doing, getting back into my practice that you could use to start a practice. And I like, and you don't even have to call it meditation. Awareness. Awareness is a great word for it. So many of us have our little gadgets in our hand and we're distracted all the time. Just awareness, mindfulness, breathing, just focusing on the breath. So if that meditation has always been one of those things that kind of just doesn't sit right with you or is intimidating to you, don't think of it like that. And also, too, I want to explore beyond that, like kind of how you can use this mind-body connection for the food part of this lifestyle. The raw food diet is a food lifestyle, but how it's all like our health, our person, our being. It's all one big package. We just have, different areas of it, and we don't necessarily need to compartmentalize each one of them. And I think, like I say, you can use that strong mind-body connection to help you with your raw food or whatever else, every aspect of life I find becomes a little bit more clear for me, the more clear and less scattered my brain is. And one thing too, like about the mind-body connection is I'll go back to over and over and over again. If you don't know your why, you'll never embrace this lifestyle. So many people just don't really have that true why. They have like a small why, like I want to lose 20 pounds or I want this or that. But you got to have that real understanding desire. Like for me, like I've said many times, it was because I'd been a drunk for 30 years and I'd abused my body in a lot of bad ways. And I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to give my body the best chance it could have to repair itself and to be healthy and to carry me into the future, where I'm not going to have a lot of pain, sickness, and suffering later on. Another aspect of that mind-body connection too that I want to delve into is like getting people to a diet, just diet in the sense of the way that we eat, not a restrictive diet or a weight loss or anything, but just diet in the way that we eat. But I want to try to get people to a place of stop. I mean, I know there's this old adage about, not quitting and keep trying over and over and over and getting back up and, going. But I don't think it's healthy for people to constantly be striving. And it usually comes from the people that are going for perfection. You're always, like most people, if you strive for perfection in most areas of life, you're going to experience some disappointment. So I don't think it's the healthiest thing in the world. To just keep trying. And I see the angst over and over. I see people that are constantly trying to be fully raw. The purest version of it. And they're constantly failing. And then that disappointment just leads to a little bit of depression about it. And they spin into different cycles. And it's always back and forth. And there's always this angst about it. And this angst about our food or this disappointment about our food or this feeling like we're failing because we're not eating a certain way or we're not being the purest of the pure is just not a healthy thing. So I'd rather see people get to a relationship with their food. Like I said, anybody can get their way to a fully raw food diet if that's what you want to do, if that's what works for you. But I'd rather you just find a place in a whole food plant-based diet that works for you, that you can stick to, that you're not going to experience that angst, that you're not going to be going back and forth all the time, something that's going to be practical that works for you. And then something else, and it's really not my forte, but people ask me about this on Instagram and people write me emails about this one-on-one consultations, working with people. I hate the word coaching. I'll never use the word coaching. Just something, anytime I hear the word life coach, anybody describes as a life coach. And I'm sure, listen, I'm not a all or nothing. I'm not black and white. So I do speak in generalizations there, but it's just like that word it just doesn't sit right in my mouth. Anytime somebody says they're a life coach, my eyes just light up. Even with food coaches, I just don't like the word coach. If there is, I will explore that a little bit and I will ease into it and, maybe help a few people out and see how it works. But once again, I put enough information out here that you really don't need that. But like I say, some people want a little bit of a personal touch, and I've actually needed that in other areas of my life before. So I'm never, knocking somebody else's process or what they happen to need. But yeah, I just want to get, and I want to share a little bit more than just the food part. I've just kind of been on cruise control the last few years. I want to get back to moving my body more too, and I want to share some more of that. I'm an older dude. I'm 57 years old. I was 57 this past March, and my mentality on exercise has changed. Like for me, it's a practicality thing. I'm not trying to get jacked. I'm not trying to get swole. But I would like to do more. I'd like to start moving my body more and start doing more of a variety of exercise, workouts, whatever you want to call it, where it comes to that. Basically, with the cruise control, I've just been, for the last few years, I walk a lot. And I've come to realize that walking is great exercise and, you get a lot of results from that. And I've been using my TRX the last year and a half. Just for a little bit of weight-bearing exercise, whatever. I want to up that a little bit, do that a little bit more often, maybe, 4 or 5 times a week. I never have gotten into the kettlebell like I wanted to do. I need to, whether it's yoga or just doing some stretching and breathing, I need to do some flexibility work. Anybody that has been following me for a long time knows I used to talk about yoga all the time. At a point when I was in Costa Rica, there was about 3 years there where I was just like 5 times a week, hard ass class, just pushing it. Never felt better in my life. Never felt better than when I would take those late afternoon yoga classes and just sweat till my hair was literally like I'd been in the shower. So I want to get back into more of a variety of moving my body, and I'm going to share that with people. And like I say, I'm hoping that it'll be something that'll be beneficial for people of all ages. But one of these days, I don't know if I'm ever going to expand on being a recipe dude or sharing more actually how to make this or that. I'm very basic when it comes to that, but we'll see. And like I said, I just want to kind of take a few months just to get my bearings. I'm still on the hunt for a car. Hadn't been as easy finding. I'm looking for either a Hyundai Santa Fe or a Subaru Outback. Went to look at one in Pensacola last week, and the salespeople just kind of had their heads up there. Couldn't find the car I was looking for. So anyway, the reason I mentioned that is once I get a decent car, I'd like to step out and take some little 3-4 day trips, maybe go visit some of you, depending on where you are, and just kind of get out and explore and, just get around people again. But anyhow, like I said, I hadn't made a video on Friday, and I'd had this stuff on my mind, so I just kind of wanted to share. This is mostly for the people that already follow me, but yeah, if you're not already following, definitely come along for the ride. And like I say, when I get some of this stuff a little bit more sketched out, when I do the 30 days of meditation, I'll do a video on that and tell you how it's going to be, where it's going to be, and all that kind of good stuff. But anyhow, hope y'all enjoyed this one. Hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you again early next week. Peace.